and go.
Thanks so much, Elliot. So Albert Einstein said that no problem can be solved from the same level of consciousness that created it. And I think you will maybe agree with me that the world after the current situation is going to be very different to the world that we knew beforehand. And actually, just to follow on from what Elton was saying, what I'm really encouraged by is I've seen a lot of my people in my community, my clients, potential clients they're all small business owners, but they're coming out of that phase of shock and depression and frustration and starting to go up the other side. And what's interesting is that a lot of people are talking about silver linings. And in terms of consciousness and being able to find solutions to the situation that you find yourself in, whatever that situation might be, being able to see the silver lining of the situation it's a really powerful place to come from. So I'll say a little bit more about that in a moment. But let's talk about future-proofing our businesses. So in order to survive, we need to actually we need to be able to adapt. We need to be able to adapt for the situation now and the situation in the future. And I like to think of it as the now situation and the afterwards situation. And some of you might have seen restaurants, restaurants have had to close, but what a lot of clever restaurants are doing, they've adapted for now. And what they're doing is takeaways and deliveries and vegetable and fruit boxes and things like that. But they're also planning for the afterwards. So a bit like, again, as Elton was saying, we've got the now situation, but we've also got to think about the longer term. And I know restaurants who are already looking at just doing things a little bit differently, taking bookings for that you can be first in the queue for when things open up afterwards. Same with places like nail salons and hairdressers. So just because everything's ground to a halt temporarily doesn't mean we should stop marketing, stop running our businesses. There's three things I want to cover today in terms of future-proofing your business. First one is about embracing digital technology. And again, one of the silver linings that I've found in my community, with my clients, people that said, even 2 or 3 months ago, I don't want to be on camera, I don't want to work online, I don't want to use Zoom, I have to see my clients in person. Guess what? These are the people that are now really successfully running their yoga classes online. I've got a podiatrist friend who's now diagnosing running gait issues online using Zoom and getting people on the running machines. And it's absolutely, I was just talking to a GP earlier today who retired, if you can believe this, at the end of March, and is now into NHS. And he was saying that a lot of doctors now are doing consultations online. Who would have thought even 6 months ago that you could do all those things online? So again, we've got to look at the silver lining because we want to raise our vibration. We want to stay positive in the current situation, because only by being positive as a leader of our community, we're encouraging and helping and supporting other people. Second thing to focus on is changes in customer behavior. So we're going, I think another silver lining to the situation we're in is that we're all going through this together. So rather than this thing's happening over here and these people are in this situation, the human race, we're all in this together. And I'm seeing a lot more empathy and compassion and kindness than before, because we've all had to take a bit of a step back. I think as well, again, looking on the positive, there's never been a better time to connect using modern technology. And again, people that were always slightly, I don't like technology, I don't do technology, are now actually finding that when needs must, they've stepped up. So actually type in the chat box, who here is doing some sort of business online that maybe 6 months ago you wouldn't have considered? Just type a yes in the chat box if that's you. Who's doing things on Zoom, Skype, Google Hangouts? Sort of, yes. And who's doing live streaming, camera, videos, getting on camera? things again that you maybe 6 months ago might have thought, no way am I going to be live streaming on social media. Little bit, yeah. It's a different world, isn't it? So, you know, for good and for bad, we've had to step up and do these things. So I want to dig into these a little bit more. So go digital. What does it mean to go digital with your business? And this is something I've spent a lot of time with my clients, with taking people from offline to online. The key thing to keep in mind here is to position yourself for success. So what you need to do is you're going to have to go back, look at your message, look at your social media profiles, look at what you're posting, because we want to be sympathetic and sensitive to the current situation. But again, I think it's important if you've got a Facebook group, or you've got a following, or you've got a lot of connections on LinkedIn, you're the leader of that group that you've put together. So you need to show up as a leader. And this is your opportunity to really shine, to really show people what you're made of. And this isn't a time to think about numbers. This isn't how many connections you've got. That's all vanity. This is about building real connections and real relationships. And social media, we're so lucky. We've got so many amazing tools. Most of them are free, where we can connect with people all around the world, build amazing relationships using these tools that we've got. And just to give you an example, I had 4 new clients last month. One of them was in Australia, and one of them is in the Midwest America. And these relationships, you know, you think, isn't it amazing to be able to have a relationship and nurture that relationship with people that live, you know, thousands and thousands of miles away, completely different time zones? And how do you position yourself for success? What's really important is to, again, when you look at your profiles, and actually I'd give you a little challenge, everyone on this call, is to have a look at your social media, your bio, your profile, your Facebook, your Instagram, your LinkedIn, and have a look at your last 10 posts, and just think about, are you showing up in a way that's resonating with your ideal clients? So just give you that challenge, and you're welcome to come and share it in my Facebook group, or you can come and connect with me on Facebook if you want me to have a look. But it's been quite eye-opening for the people in my community who've gone through that process of actually seeing how they're showing up. What's the message that's coming through those last 10 posts? Are you clearly communicating who you help, how you help them, how you get them from point A, which is where they are, to point B, which is where they want to be? And are you relatable? Because what do people crave at the moment in this current situation? People are craving connection, particularly an emotional connection. So we want to be marketing from the heart and not from the head. And how do you do that? You just drop those barriers, come out of your head, thank you, and market from the heart. I know you hear a lot of people saying about being authentic, being heart-centered, but that really is what's key. And particularly, you know, when people are feeling vulnerable and afraid, and people are losing their businesses and their income, you showing up as a leader, having that emotional connection and resonating with people in the way that you're showing up online is so important. So get comfortable on camera. 85% of online traffic, probably more than 85%, is video based these days. So if you're not using video and live streaming on your social media, please add that to your to-do list. If you need any help, you can connect with me. I'd be happy to help you. Just want to end by talking about the third piece of the puzzle. So we talked about going digital. We've talked about customer-centric marketing, coming from the heart, connecting emotionally, building those relationships, using these modern tools to build those relationships. So using messenger marketing, using live streaming, using social media. The third piece is consciousness, about raising your consciousness, because what you may or may not realize is when you're marketing, when you're putting together those social media posts or those emails or putting information on your website, when you're reaching out to people on social media, you subconsciously with your energy are impacting people in a certain way. So if you're having a crappy day, don't let that be the day that you're doing your marketing on social media. Make sure that you are working on your personal energy so that you're showing up in a way that is coming through high vibe. We don't want to be high vibe woohoo all the time, but if you've got any uncertainty about your offer, your pricing, your message, that's going to come through, and people subconsciously will pick up on that. So a few little tools to share with you on raising your consciousness. Just have fun. You can come on a call like this and just connect with other people that are on the same page as you. Listen to music you like, meditation, journaling, go out into nature for a walk. There's lots of really simple, free things you can do, even under lockdown, to raise your vibration and communicate and connect with people in a way that's going to really resonate with them. So in summary, future-proofing your business is using modern marketing. There's the 3 C's. I'll leave you with the 3 C's. First C is connection. Second C is client-centric marketing. And the third C is consciousness. Raise your consciousness. So I'm Cassie Hicks from Modern Marketing Spark, showing you how to take a modern approach to these challenging times and create a sustainable business that will serve you and your clients and energize you and serve you long into the future. Thank you very much.
Yay, virtual round of applause for Cassie. Whoop, 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 whoop. So what do you feel, everybody who's on this call, what C do you feel is missing from your marketing? Connection, consciousness, or customer? Do you say customer-centric marketing? Is that right?
Yeah.
So which one do you feel is missing? I'd love to see, just put it in the box, which one you feel is missing from your marketing, or maybe you're doing all 3 and you're just amazing. That's good too. And what was your biggest takeaway? We always like to kind of put that in there as well. So what is the C that might be missing? And then of course, what is your biggest takeaway? I love the 3 C's. It's brilliant. Thanks for that. As always, Cassie, always insightful, enlightening. Connection. There we go. Connection. Keep your high vibe. High vibe. Yay. So high vibe.
Someone just said yoga. Yeah, absolutely. Yoga is a brilliant way to raise your vibe and your consciousness. Absolutely.
Having 2 young kids, that definitely does it for you too. Maybe missing client-centric marketing. There we go. Because here's the thing, right, Cassie? A lot of people get stuck in the eye of marketing. Like this is what I do, and this is how I do it, versus talking in the language or in the way that your audience likes to be talked to. And I think that's a big thing that people miss when it comes to marketing. Would you say that's right? Especially on social media.
I think it's more about putting yourself in the customer's shoes.
Right.
And then ask yourself, what's in it for me?
As the customer.
As the customer, yeah.
Great insight. Brilliant. Thank you again, Cassie. Let's give another virtual round